Welcome and welcome to the present. Dark Art FC. We won yesterday, didn't we? Win yesterday. We won yesterday, regardless of the shenanigans that's been going on for a while now. Or Arsenal deploying the dark arts, Arsenal cheat here and there. Now, let's make sure everything's sounding great. Yeah, yeah. Everything's sounding great. Good morning to everybody. Guys, do me that kind favor. If you're watching, please like the video, very very important. You like the video, subscribe if you're new here, and do not forget to turn on your notification bell. Very important. I'm beaming with a smile. I'm happy regardless of the mainstream shenanigans. We keep winning. We keep winning. Just keep winning. Let them talk. Let them push all kinds of narrative. Let's just keep winning. That was the most important. 5 goals to 1 yesterday. We made a raft of changes. A few youngsters, unfortunately, Ryan missed out yesterday due to an injury. And then second choice goalkeeper in Neto is cup tied. Unfortunately, some of you will be. So I had some narrative. Why should you sign a keeper that is cup tied? Things happen like that. Let's let that pass. Nobody was expecting Neto. Sorry, Raya to be injured, but he got injured against Manchester City with a tie injury, according to the club. A third choice goalkeeper that we bought from Ajax unfortunately had an injury. These things can happen. But guess what? We found a way to play a 16-year-old who was not too much under pressure. Even though he looked a bit jittery yesterday, but he still came out unscathed. Even though he considered just 1 goal, we won the game emphatically. Raheem Sterling had his first start. Good display. Jesus played yesterday. Saka played, was it 45 minutes plus? Yes, yesterday. Jorginho played the whole game. Rice played 60 minutes. So a few minutes for here and there. Calafiori played, I think, 65 minutes. Kivio had his first start yesterday. So it was all good all round. For me, all good all round. Unfortunately, the only part of the game I didn't like was the fact that Martis Kelly had that injury, which I hope is not as serious as it looked. So let's hope Skelly is not injured. So for me, good performance. NWANERI starring yesterday scores a brace. Good performance from NWANERI yesterday. So what more can you ask? What more can you ask? The team performed well yesterday all round. Yes, the pass was not scripts all the time. You understand when you make a raft of changes to the starting to the team, you don't expect it to be smooth sailing. But guess what? We got the job done. Emphatically 5-1, move to the next round against Preston. So regardless of that's not cheat, Dakar FC, we're over defensive. We're over defensive yesterday. Were we overly defensive yesterday? I want someone to answer that question in the comment section, especially if you're watching the playback. Were we over defensive yesterday? Because the mainstream narrative was that Arsenal don't play attacking football. Arsenal deployed dark arts yesterday. Where were the dark arts yesterday? Where were the dark arts? We played a very, very good game yesterday, and we won emphatically 5-1 on to the next round. Even though we had some injured players out yesterday, like Tomiyasu, Zinchenko, Moreno, Odegaard, Raya, we still had enough to dispatch a League Two side with a couple of youngsters in the team. So, guys, it's not as horrible as some of the internal Judas, some Arsenal fans who like to just gaslight and push agendas will tell you, oh, we should have signed this. We need more players. We don't need more players. Injuries are part and parcel of the game, and you have to deal with it. That's why we buy profiles, not positions. If you look at most of our players, they can play more than one position. They can play multiple positions. We saw Calafiori play left back yesterday and play left center half. Yesterday, we saw Kivio play left back, play right center half, play left center half. Like, we have players who can play multiple positions. When people are shouting, go and get more players, I don't understand it. Even though you can see clearly the team, Mikel Arteta, Richard Garlic, and Edu are keen on buying profiles of players who can play multiple positions instead of a player that can play single position. So that narrative needs to die because it's not making sense. So we are looking good. Arsenal is looking good at the moment. We are progressing, and let's see how far we can do. Now, all the accusations of Arsenal deploying dark cards, like we now, the opposition fans, the mainstream, we think they're right. They can push all kinds of narrative. It's for Arsenal fans not to fall for this trick. Don't fall for the gimmickry. It's all bollocks. There is nothing in there about the dark art. We've seen for the longest time, Manchester City, while accusing us of dark art, used Fernandinho consistently before he left the club a few years ago to commit technical fouls. Who are the kings of technical fouls in the Premier League? Manchester City. So when Manchester City commit all these technical fouls, when you counter them, or they buy all these fouls, it's not considered dark art. It's considered being smart, doing what's best for your team. So Manchester City can deploy technical fouls against counter attacks. It's not considered dark art. If Arsenal does a little bit of wasting time here and there, is dark art. Like, let's know, there's no team in the Premier League or there's no team in world football that doesn't buy or delay for a few minutes, especially when you're in the lead. It's part and parcel of football. It just shows that there's so much hatred towards Arsenal. Arsenal does what other teams have been doing for years, for eons. Oh, it's dark art. But if they do it, they are being smart. They are being clever. This is preposterous. Extremely preposterous and farcical. It's a fact. There is no fact to the fact that Arsenal deployed dark art. No. Every team, not only in the Premiership, every team in world football deploys dark art. Just tell us we don't like Arsenal. We don't want Arsenal to win. Now, I understand the fact that, you see, there's something that a lot of Arsenal fans are not getting. For a long time, Arsenal were a banter club. For the last 20 years, we're actually in obscurity. We're in the trenches. And most pundits, most media houses, even most fans, and some of the fans within the Arsenal fan base got comfortable with us being in the trenches. The fact that we are getting out of the trenches, they do not like it. They do not like the fact that Arsenal is getting out of the trenches. They've actually accustomed Arsenal to being in the trenches. It is. So they can't stand it. Shout out to Nick Fadi. When people label dark art, it's not a bad thing. Don't get, shout out to you. Don't get offended. I do not get offended. I see it as complimentary. When opposition fans are shouting, you could see suddenly all Manchester City fans wanted to grant interview. They wanted to call Arsenal cheat or using dark cards because we can't get bullied the way you get bullied before. See, if you notice the way Arsenal deploy their team, Arteta deploys the team, we can't get bullied anymore. And they feel offended that we can't get bullied anymore. We can't get trashed anymore. And they don't like it. The fact that most teams find it difficult to defend against our set piece offends them a lot. They can't stand it. They can't stand the Arsenal improvement. They can't stand Mikel Arteta, that this young manager that used to be Pep's convoy is becoming a thorn in their flesh and is getting close to winning a Premier League. They can't stand that. How dare Arteta, a former assistant manager? If you remember a few years ago when it was Arteta, Lampard, and Solskjaer, most of the media pundits were expecting Arteta to get sacked first. They never expected Arteta to be this manager that will rise up to offer a title challenge. They expected Solskjaer and Lampard. The English bias was there. Now they can't stand this snarky Spaniard giving them a title charge. They can't stand it. But they won't tell you straight. So they find ways to demean him. They find ways to question his tactics. Because if Arteta wasn't Spanish or wasn't Arteta today, as an English coach, guess what? The media will be lauding us now. If this was Lampard in place of Arteta, the media will be lauding him. If this was Solskjaer in place of Arteta, the media will be lauding him. Because it's Arteta. They can't stand it. That is just a fact. They can't stand him. That this young manager, who is supposed to be Pep's convoy, is doing something that they're expecting the likes of Lampard and Solskjaer to do. The likes of the former Brighton manager, I forgot his name, the English guy, was supposed to do. They can't stand it. So Arsenal will continue to suffer a lot of media scrutiny. It's for the sensible fans to understand this is a price you pay for success. If you think when you're successful, everybody's going to be on your side, everybody's going to be lauding you, you are not living in the real world. The more successful you are, the more challenges and the more hate comes your way. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Guys, please like the video. Very, very important. Like the video. If you're watching the playback, please like the video, subscribe if you're new, and make sure you turn on your notification bell. Let them continue to yap. Let them continue to find a way to debase Arsenal and Mikel Arteta. My response and Arteta's response and the sensible fan respond, we just can continue to support our team and let's keep winning. Let's keep winning. It's imperative we keep winning. Like we did yesterday. With the youngsters on board, we keep on winning. Took a Bolton to the cleaners, 5-1 emphatically. They can't. Thank God we didn't get any yellow red card in that match, so they can't continue to shout, "Oh, Arsenal still deploying that card." Arsenal defensive. Can a defensive team score 5 goals yesterday with the changes we made to the team? Can a defensive-minded, oriented manager or team score 5 goals against a Bolton, even though they're in League 2? No. We're a better team and we deserved our victory. Did Bolton provide a few scary moments based on the fact that we made several changes? Definitely. I don't care how good you are. The opposition at least will create 1 or 2 chances. That is the law of football, and that's the law of possibilities. It is what it is. So looking forward to the match at the weekend against Leicester. It should be an interesting one. Do you guys think NWANERI should get a start against Leicester based on his performance yesterday against Bolton? That is for Mikel Arteta to decide. Because that boy looks good. Boy, his touches is stunning. The maturity, the confidence he exudes as a 17-year-old is just magnificent. For a smallish diminutive player like that, the strength, the upper body strength, the maturity, the aggression he showed yesterday, very impressive. A lot of Arsenal fans are not surprised because we've been saying this. Even though he hasn't played full games, we've been saying it in a short stint. Arteta has granted that there is a player in there when it comes to NWANERI. He will get his chances. I believe he'll get more chances as the season progresses. He will get more chances. His maturity is there. The tech is there. The aggression is there. The work rate of the ball is there. So for those who are shouting, Arteta doesn't like to give youngsters chances. How many youngsters did you see yesterday come on or start the game yesterday? Because it's easy to jump on the bandwagon. Arteta doesn't give youngsters chances, which is a lie. There is no context to this commentary that Arteta doesn't give youngsters chances. It does, but it has to be at the right time and at the right game. Especially, some of you can be shouting, "We need to win something," and yet you want us to give useful minutes to youngsters. It doesn't work that way. It has to be at the right game. If we're playing a Premier League team yesterday, I don't expect Arteta to give the amount of youngsters he gave chances yesterday. It's not possible because these teams are strong these days. And you can't tell Arteta to win trophies and yet self-sabotage himself by playing too many youngsters. It doesn't work that way. Now we play Preston in the next round. Hopefully, a few more youngsters will get chances. And some of the players who are out on injury can get back and get fitness minutes and play those games. And you need to pray for the luck of the draw. I'm happy that finally Arsenal seems to be getting the luck of the draw. How many times in the last few seasons we don't get the luck of the draw? We are playing that Liverpool, we are playing Man City. Now we are playing Bolton, now we are playing Preston next. It is imperative because when people are just shouting, "Oh, Arsenal needs to do this, Arsenal should be winning," I agree, Arsenal should be winning. But you have to understand, the Premier League is the premier competition Arsenal is gunning for, followed by the Champions League, the FA Cup, and the Carling Cup. And you have to look at the strength of your squad and look at the injuries at that time and how you compose your squad and selection. You don't want to go gung-ho for the cups of competitions and suffer across the 4 competitions. You have to be smart. Now, but when you get the luck of the draw, it makes it easier to pick a slightly weakened team in context to face these games. If we're playing Liverpool yesterday, trust me, the starting 11 will be different. You won't see a lot of youngsters in the team yesterday. So please, Arsenal fans, I mean the sensible arts, I'm not appealing to the far gone Arsenal fans. The sensible Arsenal fans, you have to understand, you need luck of the draw in these games. It's very imperative. You need to get the luck of the draw. I believe Ethan will get number 10 in the future. You have Odegaard Street. Exactly. The traits are there. The traits are there. The passing, the movement, the quality on the ball, the aggression, the maturity, the humility, is all there for us to see. It's all there. And that's why the team needs to manage him carefully. You don't want to burn him out. You don't want to overly expose him. You don't want to put him under undue pressure. He needs to be playing games at the right time, at the right moment. So his development is not stunted. His development is not overly aggressive. It has to be managed. You have to manage young players properly so they don't burn out. You don't burn them out. You don't want them to have bad games that will affect their psyche. So these players, we have to manage their expectations, manage their minutes, and manage the games you play them in. Like yesterday was the right game to play NWANERI in. And hopefully, if you are beating Leicester comprehensively at the weekend, you can take away another player and bring him for the last 20 minutes, the last 10 minutes. So he's getting experience, he's getting game time, and he's getting matured with how we play. So management is very, very important. Good morning, sir. Shout out to you, Mr. Efosa. Good morning to you too. So we have to be sensible when we come out online or other platforms to just shout, just play youngsters. Nobody's against playing youngsters. There's no manager in the world that has a quality youngster that doesn't want to play him, but you have to manage them effectively, or else you will derail their career. It's very imperative you manage your youngsters sensibly and effectively. It's very, very imperative. You don't just throw youngsters there before take out throw youngsters, or because the fans are clamoring, play youngsters. You don't do that. The fans can afford to be impulsive. Fans can afford to be silly. But as a manager, you can't afford that. That's a luxury you cannot afford. Guys, like the video, very important. Guys, please, very important you like the video. Strike the like. Let's support the channel. Let's support the content. Please strike a like on the video. Very, very important. So fans can afford to be impulsive, like I was saying, but managers and players is a luxury they can afford to indulge in. So as much as we are seeking this this club that bringing the youngsters, you have to play the right youngsters at the right time, and you have to be the right combination with the senior players. So there is no drop in quality extensively. So I'm happy with what we are doing so far this year. I do remember I was losing matches this year for a long time. We are finding ways to win. The quality is there. Hopefully, we can get back some of our injured players. Very, very imperative we do that as quick as possible. We need to get back likes of Merino, Odega, Tomiyasu. I'm getting frustrated with Tomiyasu because this injury to him all the time is hardly available. He's getting frustrated. Now, I understand he's a quality player when he's available, but your biggest strength, is availability. And for love of Christ, how long can this guy get injured? It's like this guy is a ghost worker. Always unavailable, and I'm getting furious, and I love Arsenal fans are getting impatient with him because yesterday's match was with a match like the likes of Tomiyasu should be playing. Zini too. This annual leave of annual calf injury is getting frustrated, is getting annoying, but it is what it is. Hello, I'm impressed with 16-year-old goalkeeper. He was fairly composed for being a 16-year-old young goalkeeper playing a senior game. Exactly. I understand the nerves were there here and there. He's 16-year-old. Like, what were you guys doing at 16? Exactly. So you have to give a lot of benevolence to the youngster playing a senior game, a game that has a lot of jeopardy in context, even though it's a Carling Cup. But we don't want to crash out of the Carling Cup, because if you could have crashed out of the Carling Cup yesterday, some of the fans will be out with the Arteta murmurings. Some of the fans will start looking at Arteta sideways. They start shouting, we don't take up seriously. So, shout the goalkeeper yesterday, even though he was protected by the senior players, but he still did his bit. He did his bit. I like the fact that senior players did not allow Bolton to apply or put pressure on him. So, for me, that was great on the side of the senior players. Arteta has been smart with them young players. That is what we can do. As a manager, he has to manage them properly. That's what I don't understand when some of the fans, the people in the fan base come out with this rhetoric, this narrative of Arteta doesn't like young players. Where's the proof? You just throw out wild allegations and accusations of him not liking young players. Based on what? Because he didn't play some young player at the time. You wanted him to play young players, forgetting that those games were not the right games for him to play young players. No, they're not the right games to play young players. Whether we won those games or not, they were not the right games rather to play young players. So you are not going to be making wild allegations, accusations that are baseless. They are very baseless. So Arteta for me is managing the team effectively. He knows when to play young players. Like I said, once we have luck of the draw, like we had against Bolton, now we're playing Preston next. That is, it makes it easy to play certain young players. Not all, certain young players. Now, the Josh Nicholas that played right back yesterday, let's be honest with ourselves. He started a bit shaky. He started a bit fragile, but he grew into the game. The more the game continued, which is fair. I understand. He's 17, he's young. Playing under immense pressure against senior players of Bolton. Now, the senior players of Bolton might not be the best, but they're senior players, they're older players, they're physically stronger, sometimes maybe quicker. So you have to put all those things in perspective. That is why you saw him play likes of Calafiori yesterday, Kivior, Declan Rice, Jorginho. You need to surround these young players with experienced players. That is very, very important. Or else they can get run over by these less quality players but have experience. You saw the goal we considered yesterday. I just feel the 16-year goalkeeper, even though he's a good goalkeeper, his lack of experience showed yesterday. An older goalkeeper with more experience would have made it easy for the striker to score that goal yesterday. So for me, it's the right balance between young players and experienced players. And if you go into more details, it just shows that Arteta knows what he's doing. You might not agree with what he's doing all the time, which is fair, but you cannot tell me this man doesn't know what he's doing. So the label of dark art against us, in conclusion, is just a farce. It's not facts. I get it. We are not a media-friendly club. You see, we have to understand that we are not a media-friendly club because they expect us not to continue to be the banter club. That was what has been selling for a long time. See, Arsenal fans have to understand that for the last 15 years to 20 years, we have been a banter club. Now that we're coming out of that era, a lot of fans, even within the Arsenal family, the media, the punditry industry, they can't get their head around the fact that Arsenal are no more that soft touch, right? Arsenal are no more that team that can be easily bullied. So what are you looking for? They are grasping for straws to find a way to beat Arsenal down with. Oh, Arsenal deploying that card. Even though Man City, Chelsea, Man United do the same thing. Peggy time. Remember that? Jose used to be very defensive, and they told us, oh, it's not about playing flamboyant, free-flowing football. It's about what you can win. Because Jose never played any free-flowing football. Jose was the king of defensive football, hit them on the counter and win something. And they applauded it. Now, Arteta can play the free-flowing football. He can go defensive. He can go ultra-defensive. You can go expansive. Anyhow you want it, Arteta can give it to you. But somehow, Arteta is the king of dark arts. Fernandinho was known for being the king of technical fouls. Man City are known for being a king of technical fouls. Man City players are known for surrounding the referee and applying pressure on the referee to give out cards to the opposition team. But guess what? Nobody talks about Man City being the kings of dark arts. No. It has to be Arsenal. We are seeing the likes of TalkSport come out with statistics of Arsenal time wasting, even though the sample size is just 5 games this season. We have 8 games. How dare you make a conclusive statistics based on 5 games? It just shows how they don't take a lot of these fans seriously. They take you guys as dummies. They have no respect for the average fan. Because when I looked at that statistic, it didn't make sense. You cannot make a statistics based on 5 games. And in those 5 games, we have 2 red cards. And in those 5 games, we play Aston Villa, Man City, and Spurs away. And you do make a statistics of Arsenal being a time waster or ultra defensive based on 5 games. The world is gone. You must think you guys are dummies. Nobody does the statistics based on 5 games. The sample size is too small. The sample size is too small. But It is what it is, but they know a lot of you fans will lap it up. Oh, yeah. Arsenal are a defensive side. Oh, Arsenal commit a lot of fouls and dark cards. Arsenal have two red cards. Where's the context of those 2 red cards? Nobody cares. I even saw a sports fan the other day saying Arsenal are not playing free-flowing football this season. Yeah, Arsenal are too defensive. You look at statistics. I'm like, you are taking statistics of 5 games. You must be mad. I have no apologies. You are silly. You are dumb. You are daft to make a statistic out of 5 games. You've lost it. But come on. It is what it is. Exactly. We haven't had the quality in our academy just to put them in the first team squad for EPL games. It is not Arteta's fault that our academy players previously have not been good enough. Exactly. But somehow, Man City are playing young players. Let's play. It does not work like that. Just because Man City can afford to do it and the quality they have in their squad doesn't mean we should do the same thing if you don't have the same quality. Like, it's not tit for tat. It's not tit for tat. So, but come on, the fan base needs to grow up. Some of you in the fan base, you need to just grow up and use your brain. Just because City are doing it doesn't mean you have to do it, especially if you don't have the quality City have in their squad at that time. We can't expect Arteta challenging Pep with a bunch of academy players. It has never worked in the past. Thank you, Mr. Ige. But no. If Pep is doing it, if Arteta, Man City are doing it, you have to do it. Do what? You don't have to do what Man City are doing. You don't have to go to the same route. Like I said, if Arteta decide we are going to be ultra defensive for the rest of the season and win all our matches by 1-0 and win the league, I don't care. We won the league. Just because Pep is scoring a lot of goals, which is fine, I would love that. But Arteta said, no, we are going to find another alternative route to win the league. I will support my manager, provided the end justify the end justify the means. We have to do it the Pep way. Who said we have to do it the Pep way? Who told you guys we have to do it the Pep way? Who told you guys? There are other ways to do it. So I am going to support my manager, whichever way he wants to do it, provided we are successful at it. And guess what? That's why they can't stand us. They can't stand the fact that we are successful at set pieces. They can't stand it. They can't stand the fact that Arsenal's defense is fantastic. It pisses them off. See, you have to get it, right? When your rivals are beginning to look at you that if once they score, it's hard to equalize. That is complimentary, you dumbasses. I can't stand the fact that some of the fans within the fan base of Arsenal are so stupid. You can't tell when your rivals are jittery. See, they can't stand the fact that we are that great in set pieces, defensively and offensively. They can't stand it. That's a compliment. The mainstream can't even stand it. That is a huge compliment. But guess what? No. You guys are gaslighting yourself to saying that is not good enough. What do you mean it's not good enough? Do you think Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United do not wish they don't wish they have a defensive record and a set piece record? You think they don't want that? You think they don't want that? Jeez. You think they don't want our defenders and our defensive record? They want that. That's why they can't stand it. There is no team in the EPL these days, right? Once Arsenal get a corner, they are shitting in their pants. Because there's a potential for a goal. See, once Arsenal gets a set piece, a corner, or a free kick around the box, they are panicking. That is hugely complimentary. That is hugely complimentary. Once we go 1-0 ahead, a lot of them know that it's going to be tough for them to get back a goal, let alone get the lead. So for me, that's all I want. The fact that they are talking about Arteta deploying dark arts, oh my goodness, that is complimentary again. What else do you need? You think your rival will directly compliment you and say, you guys are doing a great job. You're doing a fantastic job. They don't. They come in reverse psychology. Your direct rivals or passive rivals will never big you up directly. No, just like women. Women don't pick you up directly. They come with reverse psychology, come through the other way. So catch it. You dumbass fans sometimes. You can't catch a compliment. You can't catch it. They hate Arteta through. They hate Arteta. Say he has answered. Even Wenger didn't have big up Wenger. So, yeah, we all knew that Wenger was stuck and stubborn to how he wanted to play football. But guess what? Arteta is different. Arteta is stubborn, but Arteta is adaptive. Arteta is a chameleon. He will adapt to any environment. You will adapt to whatever the opposition are throwing at him at a particular time. Unlike Wenger, who saw football in a pure way and a certain way, and he will refuse to change. But Mikel Arteta, my super Mikel Arteta, will adapt like a chameleon to his surroundings. And that is what a lot of these pundits, a lot of these fans cannot stand. That how dare Arteta can adapt to whatever you throw at him. If you want a physical game, you will get one. If you want a technical game, you will get one. If you want a dirty game, you will get one. If you want a friendly game, you will get one. Arteta will give you whatever you want. And that's why they can't stand him. And the fact that we Arsenal fans cannot see the blessing in front of us, that we are lucky. I'm going to say it. I'm not saying we can't call out Arteta's mistake here and there. It's human. You can make mistakes sometimes. But if you cannot tell me, you cannot see the blessing in Arteta, that we have one of the most promising managers in the world, you've lost your head. You're going to let some of these hustlers, engagement farmers and hustlers, to gaslight you and say, we need to bring in a better manager, better than Mikel Arteta. You've lost your mind. I understand we need to win something, yes, but you can see trajectory. We're going to win something eventually. We are. We've been building a team, and we cannot dismiss Manchester City's superiority for the last few years. They've built a team based on corruption, allegedly, right? 115 charges. Look at the amount of money they've sunk into the Man City project. Look at the time they've sunk into the Man City project. And look at where Arteta came back from the last 4 years, building. Arteta has built this thing from the scratch. Even though he made like Osaka there, Saliba, and Martinelli. Look at how he has taken time to build this formidable thing from the scratch. So give him his flowers. And the trophy's rolling. He's building something that we don't just win. We win and continue to win. We win, and the winning is sustainable. Not just win one season and everything falls back like a deck of cards. No. We want to win and sustain the winning. So let's be sensible and use our heads. So shout out to everybody that's been part of this stream, from Arid to Ige to Mr. Efosa. Shout out to every one of you, to Nick Fadi, to Kositi. Shout out to every one of you for joining me for this early morning stream. I really appreciate it. Maybe I'll come back later in the evening. Let's do the preview this evening regarding the match at the weekend. We actually play Leicester next. That should be an interesting match. So, guys, join me this evening for the preview for the Leicester game. Let rivals believe we are set piece FC. I know we can score goals in a lot of different ways. It's been proven through evolution that the more adaptable to new circumstances you are. Exactly, you have to be very adaptable, and it's very obvious. Arteta is cooking a government meal. They want him to feel big up. Exactly. See, Arteta ain't failing. We ain't gonna fail. We ain't failing. So, guys, make sure you join me later for the preview for the Leicester match this evening. I'll schedule the live very soon. So let's meet up here and discuss the preview to the Leicester game later this evening. So big up to all of you for joining me this morning. I truly appreciate it. Like the video. Watching the playback, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you join us later for the preview for Arsenal against Leicester at the Emirates. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.